Well, some 1.9 million Palestinians have been displaced in Gaza as of October 2024. That's according to the United Nations, and it amounts to 80% of the territory's official population. Now, on Thursday, the New York-based NGO Human Rights Watch published a new report saying that it had amassed evidence that Israeli officials are committing the war crime of forcible transfer. Israel has denied those allegations. Here to tell us more is our international affairs editor, Andrew Hilliar. Hello to you, Andrew. You've been going through this Human Rights Watch report. What have your key takeaways been?
Yeah, well, I'm going to break down those main allegations for you. Let's take a look at the allegation of forced displacement to begin with. Now, under international humanitarian law, of course, displacement is prohibited. The only exception is when, and you can see this on your screen here, is so that's ethnic cleansing. There you go. If the only exception is when people are evacuated for their security or for an imperative military reason. Now, even then, there are conditions for displacement to be lawful. Civilians must be moved safely. The displacement must be temporary, and they must be allowed to return home as soon as possible. Human Rights Watch is saying that none of those conditions have been met. Now, let's take a look at the allegations of ethnic cleansing. Of course, a very serious allegation. Now, ethnic cleansing is not a standalone crime. The definition of it emerged in the 1990s during conflict sparked by the breakup of former Yugoslavia. But it rests on three crucial components that you can see there. It has to be a purposeful policy. It has to be the removal of one ethnic or religious group by another in a given geographical area, and it has to be done by violent or terror-inspiring means. Now, Human Rights Watch is saying that Israel uses an evacuation system that relies on the threat of violence, that it removes Palestinians from homes where they've been living for decades, and that Israel appears to be pursuing a policy of ethnic cleansing in at least buffer zones and security corridors. Now, important to point out, Will, that Human Rights Watch hasn't accused Israel of genocide in this report. That is the intent to destroy a group as such. That's an important distinction to make, as opposed to moving a group. But a UN special committee on Thursday did release a report in which it likened Israeli policy in Gaza to genocide.
Yeah, Israel denying those allegations from that UN report by that special committee. Also, these allegations from this Human Rights Watch report, it says it is safely evacuating Palestinian civilians for their own safety.
Yeah, that's right. Israel has always argued that Palestinian armed fighters are fighting from within the civilian population. It says the military has lawfully evacuated civilians to protect them so that it can attack those armed fighters. On Thursday, an Israeli foreign ministry spokesperson called the report detached from reality. Israel denies it's creating permanent buffer zones. The US says it finds this kind of language, I quote, unhelpful. But on the ground, the facts are, Palestinians say these evacuation orders are confusing, contradictory. Civilians often don't know where or when to go. As a reminder, days after Israel first unleashed its assault on Gaza in October 2023, Israel issued its first mass evacuation order. That was on October 13th. It ordered more than 1 million people in northern Gaza to move south. But Israeli fire has repeatedly hit key evacuation routes, like, for example, the Salah al-Din Road. That's the main north-south artery and a key evacuation route in Gaza. The Israeli military has also hit designated humanitarian safe zones like al-Mawasi. And that's why Human Rights Watch calls this forced displacement. And that is why many Palestinians have opted to stay put.